Hey, what's going on, guys?
Now that's a survivor's move.
Hello and welcome to zOMG Tutorials. This is your host. It's going to be Wonderful Secret, and today we're going to show you a bit about this MMO. Okay, so here we have an MMO that an online social media site has created. It's an interactive site, and a lot of it has to revolve around your character, your AVI, or your avatar. See how I have mine nice and dressed up here? So for zOMG, once you launch it from the site, it'll open up this window, and you can pretty much come in here and crew with different people from the internet and from the website. So in this white bag here that I have just clicked on, you will collect. It shows your collected rings, of course. You have your healing rings. You got your buff rings. There are, by the way, 12 buffs. And you have your passives. You have about 4 passives in the game altogether. They're going to be Fortune's Favors, which increases your luck, Stamina, which just increases a little bit of everything, except for speed, I believe, and health. Yeah, no, it does increase your health. You have Integrity Ring, you have Sugar Rush Ring, and that's pretty much it. And main thing I wanted, this is just like a tester video, you know, just run through things. So in this game, they have a system which we all refer to as Aggro, an Aggro system where you catch the attention of monsters, and when you attack them or you heal yourself by still having the attention from them, you gain more aggro. Aggro is pretty much gaining attention or leverage or maintaining the attention or hate, I guess, what the game would call it, hate in this case. The more hate you have, the more better grip of a hold you have down on the monsters. So we're gonna go ahead and crew here at Bill's Ranch. Gonna have to crew for YM. YM is Yellow Maze. Yellow Maze Dungeon 5 spots. That's what we're doing right now. We're crewing for 5 spots. We already have 1 person interested, so we're gonna go ahead and just crew that person. Okay, he's running around, so I'm not gonna run around after him. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop out the PDA, and he's not on the PDA. Okay, so he wants me to run around and catch him. Alright, fun day to start. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drop down, invite the Dark Magician Girl too, of course. That's always a first. Alright, so now we have 3 altogether in crew. The max in crew can be 6. It is 6, as a matter of fact. It's Yellow Maze. Let's go ahead and see if anyone else bites. Let's see if anyone else bites today. We got Sanchez coming in. Alright, got this person coming in, alright. And now we have 2 spots left. 2 spots left for this epic run. You all will see just what I'm talking about in a few moments. It requires some patience, yes, but it's also one of the core aspects of the game in which people take a liking to. Hold on, I'll be one moment.
Because we know it can turn at any second and kill us, just like it did to 18 of our.
Alright, I am back. So today we're going to talk about rings. We have the Coyote Spirit. Okay? Coyote Spirit is a non-scale buff ring. So, and make sure when you're buffing your rings that you are all on the same screen. If one person isn't on the same screen, then that person will not receive that said buff. Maybe any buff or anything in particular. They must be in the same screen for everyone to receive a buff once someone buffs completely. Anyways, we'll get into that later on once we enter the DMS, Deadman's Shadow. Okay, so Coyote Spirit increases your luck and it increases your foot speed so you can run a little bit faster. Your speed and your stats like that follow up on your overall character stats, which include but is not limited to the accuracy, dodge, willpower, speed, weight, max health, regeneration, luck, and stamina regen. Of course, if you do not have a buff like Density Spirit, or My Density, I'm sorry, I was just talking about Coyote Spirit. My Density actually adds weight. That's what it is. It gives you more weight, and so that way you don't get knocked back by monsters too bad. You can get knocked back to the point where you're getting pushed back into a wall and you become stuck. Okay, Halo, my Healing Halo also adds some weight. So if you do not have either of these things, of course your speed is gonna be, you're gonna feel a lot more faster. Anyways, and I'm just trying to give you a gist of the mechanics in the development of this game. So we have Koi, we have Density, which add weight. This Healing Halo gives you higher regeneration rate. That's why you see over here this regeneration rate 3 per second. It actually goes up to be like around 120 per second once everything at full level and everything. So we have rock armor. The protection buffs are rock, Teflon, of course My Density sphere, because it also causes the monster. It has a persistent armor, so it's a persistent armor. You'll see the same tag here as well with Teflon spray, persistent armor. This one is Ghost. It just increases your dodge pretty much, and the monster won't character hit you. So let me go ahead and just see if we can. Okay, so try to get that in there, that chat block there. You have a meat ring, increases your HP overall. So your HP can go from where this person's HP is until like 2005. I'm sorry, 2500 is your max that I've seen in the game. Sometimes your HP boost, which can be founded in the GHI tab, HB health, the major health boost, can actually boost you past the limit of your highest health bar, so your the highest point which you will be given. Okay, we have Fleet, which is a temporary buff. It gives you a foot speed depending on the rank. If you rage rank it to like 4, you'll notice a difference between our rank 3 or rank 2 or rank 1. The Sugar Rush and the Fleet together is just, you could just R1 Fleet and then just use the Sugar Rush to go super fast. It'd be the equivalent to like rank 3 or rank 4. I believe it would be equivalent to rank 4. So you also have your Keen Eye, increases accuracy. Keen Eye helps you find loot as well in this game. It helps you kill faster, and the accuracy boost helps you find loot more. Believe it or not, that is from the experience that I've witnessed from that ring being used. You know, if two people were attacking the same target and only one of them had keen, that person with keen would actually get the loot from the target. Okay, you got Sweetheart, another HP booster, overrides the limiter of the highest HP you can get or you can have. So it overrides that and it gives you an extra boost. These are attack rings. Okay, you got Sphere, protection buff, pot lid. Pot lid is actually stronger than rock armor because rock armor breaks away after some time. Pot lid stays, and it also adds a deflection that can occur on an attack. So it deflects. Another temporal self buff only buffs the owner or the self user. Turtle, and it protects you from anything for a very, very short limited time. We're talking seconds. I believe the top is 10 seconds on R4. You will definitely not be harmed. However, if you do sit while using Turtle, you will be harmed. In fact, you can be one-hit KO'd if you are found sitting while being attacked by monsters. So just a reminder, Turtle is a very, very cautious ring, and you need to be careful on how you use it, and I would use it wisely if you do decide to bring it into DMS. Okay, so we have covered all the buffs. Iron Will, unfortunately in DMS, without Iron Will, you will be put to sleep. However, there are other methods and alternatives, but way too extravagant. Way too much work just to work around this flaw. It's not a flaw. I don't want to call it a flaw, but we need willpower so that way we don't get put to sleep by any of the monsters that we are facing. Because if we get put to sleep, then that's not good. We are pretty much sitting ducks being attacked. Alright, Gumshoe pretty much takes the target, picks it up, brings it towards you. Alright, that's what Gumshoe does. Wish, it wishes people but cannot wish the owner. So the self-user using wish cannot wish themselves. Bandage can bandage the self-user and allies, anyone in crew. So diagnose, same as well. Has a range though, it's an AoE heal. It heals everyone including the self-user, but within a range, and the range expands with the higher the rank. See the rage meter down below. Alright, we got Adrenaline. It's a target debuff. It's a debuff you would use on only an enemy to shorten their dodge penalty. So you will literally debuff their dodge, and that will actually raise the chances of you and anyone in the crew or anyone attacking that target's crit higher. So go ahead and crew my homegirl here. Alright, so we got Cookie in the crew. That's cool. Alright. So now we're crewing for our last spot. This is our last spot, and I think we should take a ring refresh course. So again, like I said, you have 4 passives in the game. Passives are passives that you could just drop in. You don't have to click on them to activate. They're already in activation. They're passives, period. I have chosen today Integrity Ring. So that would help me. It just makes everything easier. So, and we'll get to the knife sharpen later. We got Dervish, which is an AoE attack, pushes monsters away. Solar Rays, which is really good for DMS, but some people pretty much don't know how to use it. But if you know how to use it, use it. If you don't, then no. But you can really, to be honest, you can bring any any ring set. You can bring fire in, you can bring bump, you can bring quick solar rays, you can bring even experienced attackers can bring quicksand, duct tape. I'll be okay if a person brought cat to my crew, because that would mean they know what they're doing and they can go solar rooms by themselves and have a great time. Sets. Let's go to sets. So with Divinity and Ghost, what can you do with Divinity and Ghost? I'll show you what you can do with Divinity and Ghost. You can go to your menu, Game Help, slide down to Ring Sets and Bonuses, and it'll show you right here with Divinity and Ghost and Shuriken and Mantis. It provides both an accuracy and dodge bonus. So that's one of the sets. Another set would be to bring to YM Yellow Maze would be to bring this set right here, which is pretty much like a kind of demon kind of looking set here. It composes of Fire Rain, Scaredy Cat, Teflon, and Iron Wool. You can bring that in there. Your tank can bring another buff if you're doing that. The Trooper set, you can bring guns, duct tape, and probability sphere and my density together, and you can go in there with that. Pot lid and knife and hack and meat. It provides a dodge bonus. So you get the idea. You get the idea. The sets are, some people use the sets, some people don't use the sets. So alright, so Water Balloon is good. It's really good. It'll crit all the time. Most likely will. Hornet's Nest is great for holding aggro. You might want to be the tank if you want to do some Hornet's Nest. Alright, so this is how I'm going to assign my buffs. I see in my crew, I see a person that is 10.2, so I'll character info them. I see that they have 3 empty ring slots. What that means, that indicates and that implies that their final level, overall level, is not 10.2. So it is safe to assign them buffs like Halo, Rock, Teflon, Ghost, or even Keen. Those are scale buffs. Scale buffs are meaning like they scale your stats. Their stats go over the 10.0 line or limit. But Koi will stop scaling at like level 1. Divinity will stop scaling at level 1. Rock Armor stops scaling at level 6, although the duration is short, so you might want to level it up to 12.0 for the longer duration, because it will break apart easily, especially in higher level areas. So that's another thing. So this person is at 3.0, but she only has 7 empty slots. So we're gonna go to the next person. This person here is 12.0 and has the majority of her buffs leveled. So we're gonna assign Cookie, Halo, and Rock. That's taken care of. Now our next agenda would be to get the Teflon and Keen, which are also scales, assigned. As you could tell, as you can see, someone has left the crew. So we're gonna have to assign people here. Let me assign people here. Give Hentai this Keen and Tef, and Cuddles, Dens and Sphere, and let's go Rody, Koi, and Pod. These buffs have to be at 10.0 for this. We will most likely have a bad run if they're not. The Dense Sphere, Koi, Pot, and they have to be 10.0. The Keen, Tef, Halo, and Rock would be preferably 11.4 or above. Preferably we can get away with Halo at 11. We can get away with Rock at 10. We can get away with Keen at like 10. But Teflon is a protection buff. It's recommended for it to be above 11.4 or above. because yeah, it's gonna be real slow and we're gonna die. So we're gonna daze is the proper analogy or proper term there. Alright, so we are crewing. Alright, so I'm gonna put on my set. I'll bring a for my YM regular tank set, I'll bring a bandage, a diagnose, I'd bring an integ, of course the iron will. Like I said, meat and yellow maize. Yellow maize is just so easy that you really don't even need to bring meat unless you're trying to do a great job. But you'd bring the 3 healing rings, of course. You can bring defibrillator. I mean, if you want, in case someone dazes, you can bring them, bring them back to life. I use all these guns to separate my stuff. Okay, so I have 3 empty slots. Not sure what they would be, but they could be. Okay, so who had left the crew? It was someone, but I can't remember who. I'll do Div and Ghost for annual. Okay, Div Ghost, easy is the selection, and we are ready to go. Now, for a good tank set, and absolutely no one will die tank set, it is recommended that you bring attacks such as Hornet's Nest. So I am going to bring Hornet's Nest. I will bring Solar Rays, just because I can. Cuddles does not know what she is taking, and I had said Cuddles, Stenson Sphere. So it's important to let them know what you mean by that. I mean, it's important to let them know that they're of their buffs, because it'll be fine. I don't know if who did I assign Keenan Teff? Okay, the Dark Magician girl. It'll be fine. Alright, so this is Deadman's Pass. Of course, there's going to be a crate here which is not been opened. You can just grab that there and then just go on to Pass the Von Helsing Twins. I got a lot of crap on me. Okay, so it's loading. Alright, so now here it is. It has loaded, and you'll see an NPC here, Diva. What this person holds, because I've already completed it. This person holds the quests for the area, as well as Alistair, which holds the quests for the next area. So we'll be. So. Okay. And this tutorial is pretty much just, it was originally to give you a general idea of how the aggro system works, but I went ahead and just spoke about the rings a little bit to give you a little bit of a understanding about the rings and whatnot. So it's a little bit of an understanding. Alright, so let me just turn the mic over here this time. Alright, that tap. Alright, there we go. Tapped. Alright, so now you guys pretty much got a general idea of how, what rings are important, which ones to bring, what to assign together. If someone's asking, just say I am. If you're the tanker, if you're not tanking, and just don't worry about it. Some people would like to know who's tanking. Some people, are a little bit, You know, they're a little bit iffy. Just a little bit skeptical and a little bit iffy. So here you have superchargers, you have summons, you have amps. These amps provide you a 50% more overall stat bonuses overall, so your entire character gets your status gets increased. We're waiting on this person that's still passing through the Deadman's Pass, and we're almost going to begin with the buffing process. Let me just take a moment to say, yeah, like it. Alright, just had to say that, you know, gotta be respectful to people's characters, even though their names are just weird. It's just weird. So, anyways, yeah. The mechanics of this game has a lot to do with mathematics. The mathematics in this game is formulated, and it goes by an algorithm which calculates. It's kind of like a mechanical artificial calculator. It generates possibilities, but it has the said possibilities already in memory, so it's really based on the users which ignite the algorithm. So it's like if I heal myself, it'll start doing the numbers. See, that's the simplest way I can explain. It'll start doing the numbers, and it'll just do it several times. It'll do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. That was rank 1. Rank 2 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Rank 3 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 5. If I did rank 4, you would notice that the amount of healing I am receiving increases to a set amount. And these are all set amounts. These are all within the memory of the game's database. So now we are ready to buff. Since everyone is on the same screen, we have the Dark Magician Girl, the Cuddle Girl, the Sir Annual, and the Call Me Cookie person, which I know kind of a little bit, and the Roadie person, which I cannot find on my screen. Where are we? We are not seen here. Oh, there they are, right there, hiding behind one of those rocks. Alright, so they're waiting on my iron. So there you go. Iron has been R4'd. And you can really, when you're using your controls on your keyboard, you can pretty much assign any button on your keyboard to any selection. You can select any key. So it'll help you out better if you play the game on a desktop versus a laptop. You have a trackpad. If you don't have a trackpad and you have a mouse, that'd be a lot more better. So this area here, since I'm 12.0, but I'm missing a slot, so it brings me down to 11.7, and plus this area here, you won't get these black orbs here. You see this? This is shadow orbs. If your level is above 11.4, the chances of you getting a shadow orb is dramatically less. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go down to 11.4. So, and I assign. Okay, so they switched out their buffs, as you can tell here. Dens and Teflon, and so I believe Cuddles were Dens and Sphere, but she took Keen and Sphere. So we're gonna go ahead and begin the first room. So the first room here, you'll see vampires or wolves, whatever the case is. You want to attack them if you're the tank to get the room started as soon as possible. You see that wolf going after that one character there, my crew member there, and you want to be able to save them. You have your crew panel up. This person's far away from the group. Unselect them. Select another person. Because you want to be able to make sure that everyone survives. And if one person dazes, then we have to focus on that one person. And what we're trying to do is focus on the monsters and the crew's health at the same time. If you're dying, if you feel like you're dying, please, as tank, if you're tanking, make sure you kite these vampires if you can. The wolves are generally easier to kite. Oh, let's see, I went ahead and resetted that one vampire there. And just go around with your wish ring, rank to it, rank 3 if you can. Focus on your HP simultaneously speaking. Multitask a little bit. Don't be afraid. It's not like the first time you've ever multitasked before. It's fairly easy. Want to keep more aggro on this monster, this last monster here, before they steal it, or they can steal it. You can attack it again. Swap your rings around. The more you swap your rings around and the more the monster misses you, the better, because you're just adding to more aggro hold. More aggro hold means the more monsters pay attention to you, the more monsters on you, and the less people are the crew members are being attacked or harmed. So you want to make sure that it is important that you find yourself a good spot to just dock and just heal yourself. That's all you need to do. Let the crew do the rest. They are all collaborating. Everyone is in cooperation, and we are a go. And you want to rage something. You can rage your hornet's nest as tank. You can just throw that hornet's nest, get those vampires out of here, tell them you don't want them here, you're done seeing them. Yeah, bye-bye, have a beautiful time. You see that one person dying, you just go ahead and just give them that special treatment there, but while focusing on your own health, go ahead and just make sure that they are surviving, thriving, and that they realize that where they're standing isn't such a good spot after all. This isn't good a spot. This is just not a good spot. Someone's sitting. Make sure you have the vampires pointed downward if they're in that position up there. And then you can just go up. See that? Just go up. See that there? That's it. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, and ABCs. It's not hard. All you're doing is just healing yourself. See? Healing yourself. That's it, man. See Cookie with a little bit less. Okay. Well, it said that she had less, her HP was dropping, so anyways. So you see people are blue highlighted in the crew panel, and that means that their level is a lot lower than yours, but you're green, but you're yellow to them, so you're kind of tough. You're tougher than them, but you're tough. You can help them attack or kill the target by just solar rays, hornets, or whatever 2 attack rings you bring. It doesn't necessarily have to be these 2 attack rings. It could be something else. But I will tell you something. Around 12 a.m. GST, I guess this thing, the GRU can hit, so I would recommend bringing a solar ray, because for some reason, while having solar rays on your ring bar, having it with you in this area prevents you from being killed by the invisible Gru. Yes, the Gru. Yes, the random Gru that kills your entire crew when you're just la 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 attacking a monster, and all of a sudden you're dazed. Yes, it's always good to bring solar rays. It's always great. Prevents you from wasting a revive and a walk time. So going into next room. Alright, we got no night frights or BDs, so bam. And then since those two vampires are together, you can just rage your hornet's nest while toggling and getting that aggro going in the room. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on the crew's HP. I repeat, they are immediately starting on the wolves. Like I said, wolves hit the hardest, and then after that it would be, well, the BD, the big dogs, and the night frights hit the hardest, but before them are the wolves, and before the wolves are the male vampires, and before the male vampires are the females. So worry about the wolves if you have a room full of wolves. More wolves than vampires. No night frights or no BDs, and you'll be straight flying as a tank. Straight flying as a tank. The aggro system here, in its simplicity, it's just, you can't die. You can't daze if you know what you're doing, mathematically speaking. If you know what you're doing, you can't daze. But you see what happened there? What happened there was he rested while being attacked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my defibrillator, because I'm going to revive this guy. I'm going to revive him. So I just revived him, and he's happy. You know, most of his rings have been unlocked, I would imagine so. So he's back up to using his attack rings as well. When you rank for the defibrillator ring, you unlock a lot of that target's rings. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So pretty much, like I said, you're just standing here. You're just standing here. And yes, I use my keys on my keyboard to pre-select and preload the healing ring before it becomes available for me to click. Because if you don't really like calculate, then you pretty much can't hold the maximum aggro in which you are looking to hold down at all. I mean, you need to find these tips and tricks useful in order to become a very good tank. So see how they're coming around like that, coming around the corner like that. Alright, so see, I have stamina now for the iron, so now I won't be put to sleep while passing him by, because again, like I said, iron will must be put up on the entire crew. If one person does not have iron will and passes by the tank, then the tank gets put to sleep as well as that person. The aggro, when the monsters are on the target or on the person that is put to sleep, the aggro shifts onto the next available person that is on the next of the list to have the highest aggro in the room. So they shift to that person. So, and if that person's kneeling down for some reason for stamina, let's say, and it's an unfortunate end for them. So there we go. So you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying that it's important to make sure that the survivability rate of each room while doing DMS, Yellow Maze, Good Dungeon, is high. So yeah, I froze, but I'm still in the game and I'm still healing myself. The runtime is a little bit laggy. So Healing myself. It's good to R4 bandage yourself. When you R4 bandage yourself, you gain a lot more aggro because you're getting more amounts of healing numbers. So the more numbers, the more you can hold. Of course, you know, when people attack, they have much more numbers than the person that is healing, and that is why they are being attacked, because they steal the aggro. It's not that they steal, they overpower the aggro by being on top. So this vampire right here says that I was on top about 2 seconds ago, turned on this crew member here because this crew member here has generated more hate than I. But if I heal this crew member greatly, I can retake that aggro. Go ahead and take this opportunity to rest. Here's another tip and trick for when you're resting as tank. You want to just time this correctly. You sit down, you stand up. Now that gets ready for your 20, or if you don't have integ, 17 stamina. There it is right there. Just got it. I'm going to bring this vampire over here down from the ledge. Get this one over here too. Give the crew a good old kiss with the wish. And back to healing myself again. R3 bandage this time. Give that dark magician girl just a tip right there. So there we go. Not sure what she's discussing about. Hopefully something that's pertaining to DMS. Alright, get that vampire out of the way. Okay, and that wolf, they can pretty much take care of that wolf. So another tip and trick there that you can use. So yes, they're gonna keep on attacking. Yeah, they'll keep on attacking. Alright, so we got a cookie up there soloing. Alright, this room should be over. What's going on? Whatever. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna get some. Oh, she finally got the attention from the wolf. Alrighty, so you get the general idea of it, correct? The general idea of this game is hate, attention, aggro. You know, the place where you're standing at, you splash damage, so that wolf can, you know, any monster can, well, except for bats, can do splash damage. So you want to make sure you be careful about that. So I think one of the rings that do can generate the most hate would be rings like Hornet's Nest, like the one that I'm using in Solar Rays, and Water Balloon. Those rings can generate a lot of hate. They keep the monsters on you. They really do. They keep the monsters on you, and they just follow you around like they are right now. Give that. There you go. Get inside this little safe zone that they've created, and there you go. Another healing and fixing myself. Yeah, most of the time when I'm tanking, I'm low on stamina. The reason for that is because you want to be able to make sure that everyone is at tip-top shape. No one is dying. No one is, dazing. I guess the correct term would be dazing. Just make sure everyone is okay, and that you've healed them to their full HP. So, like, the Dark Magician girl, her HP is 1521 out of 1600. And I've just been put to sleep for some reason. It's a willpower bleed. So my willpower is bleeding. So what it is my willpower is bleeding, meaning that it's going in and out. So see how my willpower is going in and out. So I have to redo this iron because I'm not sure what the problem is. See how she was just attacked. like I said, when the tank gets put to sleep, the aggro of the monsters or the hate generated from the monsters shifts onto someone else, because the main hater, I guess you would say, is asleep. So I'm trying my best here. All right, so I got that in there. There we go. And we're good to go. So now they're doing their job. I can rest finally. That vampire is not going to reset like this vampire. This vampire resetted because it wasn't being attacked by anyone. This vampire is being attacked, so it's being held in place. Is what I mean to say. That monster was being held in place. So it still says I'm 11.7, but if you pull out my character info, I'm suppressed to 11.4. So I'd like to thank everyone for listening in, trying to get as much information as possible, and just remember, if you're the tank, don't worry about it. It's not a crappy job. I mean, it really isn't. I mean, to be honest, it's not. So it's fine. So we have a night fright in this room. So this is how this is going to go down. I'm going to aggro the entire room. Going to make sure that they are living life to the fullest, meaning that their HP is full. So when do we start building aggro on night fright? Right about now. Bring monsters near your crew members. Have the monsters hit them. It's okay. It's fine. It only helps you with generating more hate for this night fright. This night fright doesn't seem to acknowledge my existence, so I will have to do an R4 hornet's nest on it, like right now. It deserves an R4 hornet's nest. I have no regrets. Okay, so there it is, and just pass by it while it gets hit again. Okay, there we go, and she's hiding in the corner over there. Okay, just give her a little healing right there. Just kite this night fright a little bit more. There's people gathered up there. I'll just rage my wish up there. There it is. Bam, got all of them right there. That's good on building the aggro on night fright. So you can reset night fright, you can tank night fright, or you can tap and toggle. So tap and toggle, meaning that after the entire room is finally cleared, you can finally tap and toggle. So this night fright is going to reset. So what's going to happen is it's going to reset near over there. See how it just resetted? So it just resetted over there because it was there when I entered the room. So that's the place it's going to reset to by default. So I attacked it for some aggro, so it's good. So how to get monsters to attack your crew when they're near you. So just heal them, even if they have full HP. So if this person has full HP, he is now losing HP because the monster is near us. And this is good during a night fright room only. Like I said, repeat, night fright room only, so you can generate more. Oh, let me grab this over there. Yeah, let me grab that. Yeah, come over here. Hold on. There's this weird notification happening. Okay, yeah, thanks. Alright, so now I'm gonna heal this Dark Magician girl. Alright, and I'm gonna full rage wish as soon as this there it is, right there. Alright, they should be okay. I'm not sure. Should probably rest. And go. Alright. They should be okay. They could toggle a little bit. But I'm going to tell them to attack night fright. So, attack night fright. Good to go. Just gonna wait until like maybe 50 or 70 stamina, and then I can do what I need to do to ensure the safety of them. So now I'm gonna R3. Now to keep the aggro on this Night Fright, just simply R1 and R2 your bandage on yourself, and you should be fine. You see how this Night Fright is just standing in the corner. He's not looking at anyone. It's just standing in the corner. See how that Night Fright's just standing in the corner taking damage. That's what the tank wants. That's what we want. That's what the crew needs. When he starts looking around, when he turns his body, when it turns its body, that means someone's about to grab the attention from the tanker, meaning they've surpassed the aggro point, which the tanker has done so much to build. So, and I have around maybe a few thousand, hopefully a couple thousand aggro points ahead. And to calculate that, you would just need to remember the numbers that are stacking right here on the screen. See when I heal myself. But fairly, I mean, it's at 2k HP, not turning around or anything like that. There it is, right there. So you see what happened, right? So now I'm rushing in, I'm helping, I got it. Right at the last second. Yes, that's correct. I should have taken more time to heal just a bit, maybe a few seconds even. But we have done this. We have done this, and it's okay. My calculations were a bit on the edge, but we're okay. We're going into the next room, in fact. Okay, next room we have a normal chest, and BD, and this vampire princess is coming after me. Alright, so just gonna keep on healing myself. Keep on healing myself. Don't worry about the you know, don't worry about the of you dying or anything like that as tank. You're not dying or anything like that. You're just, you know, you're just chilling. You're just having a good time. You're just wishing, taking care of the crew while taking care of you. Remember, if you die, always be safe. Always assume that the crew will die. Your survivability is eminent. It is very important. As a tank, you need to make sure you stay alive. If you die, the crew dies. Always assume that. Always assume that. Doesn't matter if we're in YM. Yes, people can solo YM with superchargers and power-ups. So what are power-ups? What are superchargers? Just boosts for your character. Higher, stronger heals, higher, stronger attacks. Superchargers replenish 300 HP while 30 stam. So, or 700 HP max at 12.0, I believe. Yes. Yeah, it was 722. I'm sorry. Overall, it doesn't matter if you're amped. Okay, so here we go. I'm sorry, it's a lot to remember and, you know, do school at the same time, but, you know, I got you. This is fairly simple. So we're missing Keen Eye. That's the only buff that's not up, is Keen Eye. Keen Eye has just been rebuffed. You're good to go. So the times on the other ones are unsure, but if Keen Eye has dropped, then it's only safe to assume that the rest will drop. So it's probably good to say rebuff. So it's always good to just say rebuff, get those buffs rebuffed again, because the buffs all last 15 minutes each, so, you know, and we've only done 4 rooms, so we're slacking. We're a little bit slacking, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all great. It doesn't matter. It's great. What matters is that we're surviving. That is what matters. Is that the tank and the crew are collaborating, they're cooperating, and we are surviving. That's what it is. We've had 1 death so far, which caused me to drop in that defib ring, or else I would have dropped in a 3rd attack ring. But I, as a tanker, don't really need, as a regular DMS tanker, don't really need that many attacks. Just a couple like this, you know. Solar Ray and this Hornet's Nest, just throw it at this vampire, keep this vampire in check, say I'm the boss here, you know, look at me, don't look at anyone else. So it's okay to rest for stam while you're tanking, again, like I said, but only immediately after you receive a damage hit indicator, and then stand up immediately immediately before you get hit again. So if you recognize a pattern, go with the pattern. Even if you have to stop timer it, you know, between attacks, so you can get used to it. go for it. You know, that's what it is. That's what it's about. It's about surviving. It's about surviving. So, it's a little bit of a taste on why I am. If you have any questions, you can leave comments down below. If you need any methods or anything like that, or any links to any said forum with methods, just, you know, send me a private message on this website that this game is from, and I will definitely surprise you with some super awesome methods. But preferably, I'd like for others to figure it out on their own, which is why I've kept most of these methods in my head, and over the years I haven't really shared them. I would like to see more people figure it out, but it seems like no one's even wanting to even figure it out. So it has to be passed down. So we're passing them down. I'm gonna leave this Sakura fluff or this carry-on fluff right here to indicate that we went through this big door. Oh, that's another thing. So mapping. This room is pretty much. Let's just start with this room. This room here. We typically call this room the circle fountain. But over the years, you know, people get, you know, kind of sluggish and say toilet. So, but this is one arch fountain circle room. But you know, people, like I said, you know, toilet. So I mean, it's a toilet room. So, you know, people get kind of creative. You know, call it toilet. They call it the abyss. They call it the void. They call it the death room. In Green Maze, which is the next area from Yellow Maze, which is the harder, seemed to be harder, or presented to be harder, next area, which you would probably see if I continued this stream. But you know, it's generally it's just, you know, it's just difficulty difference. I mean, it's not really. I mean, well, generally it's just a level difference. I mean, you could be 11.2 and still GR. You could be 11.0 and still GR. You can be 10.9 in GR. So the levels, you know, indicates somewhat of difficulty, but overall, it's just, it takes an entire crew to do this, to do these areas and to do these maps. So just, you know, I've already gotten some criticism, you know, but that's some good criticism. Main objective here, again, like I say, to survive. That's what it's about. It's about survival. It's about what strategy you use to survive. How would you work together to survive in these caves, in this dungeon filled with monsters? You know, how would you survive? That's the general question. That's the general question. So, you know, it's a challenge, and people take that challenge and they play this to write out that challenge. You know, how would I survive in this game, which is completely revolved around aggro, pushing and pulling system? So I can pull monsters towards me, I can push them away, they can push me away. You know, see how I just come over here and then that vampire just, you know, isn't attacking anyone at all, you know. So we're good. I mean, we're good. So that's all I have to say for now. Tune in next time. I probably will be uploading more videos throughout the day. Probably go over, edit this a little bit. Not sure if I should. But thank you so much for watching. If you do like this kind of sort of work or whatever I'm doing, please subscribe, like, and share. I'm just, you know, trying to get as much views as possible so that way I can try and actually have, like, you know, some sort of reputation, you know, because I'm seeking some recognition for this. You know, that's what I am, you know, trying to do. So I'm trying to help people at the same time, while, you know, and I can't help people if I'm not, you know, recognized. So I need all the help that I can get, so that these people can understand how the game works, because it's always been like that. You know, over the years, people, you know, we don't know what's going on, or we can't figure something out, you know, and We're always running to the wrong person that they say this is the right way, and they put on so many rules. The problem is that some members, I would like to, say, some members like to put too much credit for themselves, and I do believe everyone deserves to be credited. Everyone involved. These people here are all credited for just being inside of the crew. When DMS first came out,